Right, so Zygon Invasion / Inversion. In this episode, why can't we have a story where the young people are the ones where? Why isn't we? So yeah, why are we the young? Why are we the young ones always the target of? Oh, at some point we've got maybe the next show, maybe Christian or his successor will do a story like that where they'll have the young people being the people who want peace, and it's the older people who want war. But at this point in time, we young people seem to be getting the reputation of being the more revolutionary or resistant characters when we've got these types of stories around. And it's not necessarily a problem with the story itself, but I just want to have a story at some point where the young people are presented as the peace lovers and the older people are the revolutionaries, and the younger ones have to try and convince them that they're doing the wrong thing as opposed to the other way around. At some point, please, even if it's in expanded media. I'm not entirely sure about any of the other expanded media if they've done. I'm not sure if it's been done in expanded media yet. But I would like to see it done at some point. Then again, there were a couple of teenagers there that didn't. Again, the young people are being presented in a. Again, young people being represented by stereotypes. As a young person myself, I'm not going to say it's offensive, but I would like to see a story at some point where we're in the good. As a young person myself, I'm not saying this is offensive, but at some point we would like us to be represented, um, um, at least seen in a better light by people. Not saying that another age group has to be in a darker light or anything, but a story where the teenagers are seen as like the heroes of the story, besides the Doctor, of course, and the companions, etc. But like the hero supporting characters, perhaps. Then I think we've got something. But I would like to see a story where we've got some teenagers as the main supporting character. But I'd like to see a story where we've got some teenagers as the main heroes who are not the main regular characters at some point. Just so that we can have a good light on young people and teenagers, as opposed to stereotyping them or putting bad lighting onto them. Right, okay. Right, with that unintentional tangent out of the way, um, this is an interesting development for the Zygons. I'm not sure whether this is going to be a um okay, but with some elements but with the so it would make a bit more sense that that she to the audience, so it makes it more for the for the sake of clear. This and Peter Capaldi just I can't say anything bad about Peter Capaldi ever. I mean, even if the Doctor's not. As for Peter Capaldi and his description for the TARDIS anagram at the end, why the TARDIS has an anagram at the end, the name of the TARDIS, um, the words that make the TARDIS anagram at the end being a bit silly and not the original version. At the end, also the super, or in the case of those, well, the Zygon ones are anyway. The team and Bonnie with these robot thing, they were able to remove it before broadcast because with the robot thing, they couldn't get rid of it, and they couldn't swap it with anything else within the limited time span. So yeah, sorry. I understand if you're upset about it at the time, but it had to stay in the episode because they didn't have enough time to swap it with anything else, and it was a main point of the plot. Thankfully, the character, but at the same time, she's kind of conflicted about with the emotions and stuff. I get it. I get the people who don't like her. I understand you. Especially if with this series. I don't know why I feel different though. I'm not sure what I'm finding different to other. But the thing is, but one thing that lets this down. But one thing that presents. It wasn't that this speech has been done. But it does make it. Next time, by the opener, I haven't really had a bad experiences. Yeah, I mentioned the finale, but that is what. So, what will I think of Sleep No More? So, what will I see when I take a look at this divisive and contra? When I take a look at this more or less, or at least one that's not very much. Yeah, thought so. You haven't really thought this plan through, have you? Thought not. Bloody hell. Fucking marvellous. Absolutely fucking marvellous. I will end you if you don't behave. Cue the fucking review. I'm not going to do the Malcolm Tucker, actually. Although that was the moment where I went Malcolm Tuckery. No, I will keep. I am going to do Malcolm Tucker. No, it has to be a really sharp. I know. I'll do Malcolm Tuckery when I go to Hellbent. Okay. Again. Yeah. Thought not. Thought you didn't know what. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the Nicholas Payne bonus content YouTube channel.